China isn't just a massive country, it's home to insane geographical extremes, where one region is below sea level while another touches the edge of space. China is the third largest country on Earth. Most people think of Russia, Canada, or the United States when imagining huge countries. But China is massive too. Covering nearly 9.6 million square kilometers, it stretches across 5 geographical zones, an area so large it spans roughly the same distance as the entire continental United States. It contains deserts, mountains, plateaus, and plains, all within one country. Traveling from the far west to the eastern coastline could take days, passing through landscapes that feel like entirely different worlds, and you could cross multiple time zones. Yet China officially runs on just one single clock. Home to the world's highest and lowest points. China's geography is extreme. The country holds Mount Everest, the tallest peak in the world at 8,848 meters, right on its border with Nepal. At the same time, China also contains the Turpan Depression, which is one of the lowest points in Asia at about 154 meters below sea level. That's a vertical difference of nearly 9,000 meters, all in one country, which is almost the same as stacking 30 Empire State Buildings on top of each other. It's one of the greatest elevation contrasts found anywhere on Earth. A place known as the roof of the world. Tibet is known as the roof of the world, for good reason. Sitting on the Tibetan Plateau, the average elevation is over 4,500 meters, where oxygen levels are roughly 40% lower than at sea level. The air is thin, temperatures can be freezing year-round, and landscapes stretch endlessly with snow-capped peaks. Despite these harsh conditions, millions of people call this plateau home, having biologically adapted over generations to survive in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. A desert nation too. China is full of contrasts. In the north and northwest, deserts dominate, including the Gobi Desert and the Taklamakan Desert, one of the largest shifting sand deserts on Earth. These aren't just barren lands, they're massive ecosystems, home to unique flora and fauna adapted to extreme heat, cold, and arid conditions. Winds whip sand into massive dunes, some hundreds of meters high, and storms here can carry dust across entire continents, even reaching North America. A country of the most important rivers. China is home to some of the world's most important rivers. The Yangtze River, the longest in Asia, flows over 6,300 kilometers from the Tibetan Plateau to the East China Sea, longer than the distance from New York to Rome. Meanwhile, the Yellow River, often called the cradle of Chinese civilization, winds through arid and semi-arid regions, sometimes flooding, sometimes running low. These rivers have carved valleys, supported agriculture, and defined civilizations for thousands of years, impacting the lives of hundreds of millions of people even today. And here's something crazy. China's geography isn't just extreme, it's moving. Later in this list, you'll learn about regions where the land itself rises and falls, reshaping the country beneath people's feet. Mountains that stretch for thousands of kilometers. China contains more mountain ranges than almost any other country. The Himalayas, Kunlun Mountains, Tian Shan, and Qinling stretch across the nation, creating natural barriers, extreme climates, and isolated ecosystems. Some of these ranges have peaks higher than 7,000 meters, and many areas remain so remote they are rarely visited by humans. These mountains aren't just scenic, they affect climate, culture, and even politics, acting as massive walls that shape how civilizations develop. Contains the world's largest plateau. The Tibetan Plateau isn't just high, it's enormous. Covering more than 2.5 million square kilometers, it's the largest and highest plateau in the world, roughly the size of Western Europe. Often called the Third Pole because of its massive ice reserves, it plays a critical role in regulating climate and feeding rivers across Asia. It's also one of the harshest and most remote inhabited places on the planet, where survival depends on adapting to extreme altitude and isolation. Home to lakes that glow. China has thousands of lakes, but some are truly otherworldly. Qinghai Lake, the largest saltwater lake in China, shimmers turquoise in the summer and freezes over in winter. Many high-altitude lakes sit at extreme elevations and contain rare mineral compositions that give them striking colors, some so vivid they look digitally enhanced even in real life. These lakes are not just natural wonders, they're vital ecosystems supporting unique species found nowhere else. The Yangtze Gorges, nature's power show. The three gorges on the Yangtze River are some of the most dramatic landscapes on Earth. Towering cliffs rise on either side of the river, carved over millions of years. The gorges are so powerful that they can create storms and strong currents even on calm days, with winds funneled through the cliffs like a natural wind tunnel. And human engineering has magnified this, with the massive Three Gorges Dam altering water levels and reshaping the landscape on a scale visible from space. A climate for everything. China contains almost every climate type. In one trip, you can experience subtropical rainforests in the south, arid deserts in the northwest, frigid plateaus in Tibet, and temperate forests in the northeast. Summers can be scorching, winters can freeze over completely, and some regions see monsoons while others barely see rain, with temperature differences exceeding 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius across the country at the same time. This diversity shapes the country's agriculture, cities, and cultures in ways most people never realize. And it only gets wilder, because coming up, we'll explore a place where nature seems to have ignored gravity, a river that flows backwards, and the one about China's geography that's almost impossible to imagine. The mysterious karst landscapes. In southern China, you can find forests of limestone towers that seem to rise like stone spires from the earth. These karst landscapes, especially around Yunnan, were carved by water over millions of years, creating sharp, vertical peaks. The result is a surreal world of cliffs, caves, and rivers that look almost alien, so unusual that they've inspired scenes in countless films and paintings. These formations aren't just beautiful, they influence local weather and provide habitats for countless species. Rivers that vanish into deserts. In the arid northwest, some rivers don't reach the sea. They disappear into deserts or salt flats. For example, parts of the Tarim River dry up seasonally, creating fertile patches surrounded by vast sand dunes. This creates a strange contrast, where life exists only in narrow strips of land, with entire communities depending on rivers that can vanish within months. It's a phenomenon that shapes agriculture and settlement in ways most people never consider. The Giant's Wall and natural fortresses. The Great Wall of China is famous, but China's geography itself is a natural fortress. Steep mountains, deep valleys, and deserts create obstacles that have historically protected regions from invasion. Many ancient cities were built with mountains as walls, making humans and geography work together in defense, turning entire regions into nearly impenetrable strongholds. Nature itself has shaped the survival and history of civilizations here. The three parallel rivers of Yunnan. In Yunnan province, the Yangtze, Mekong, and Salween rivers run roughly parallel for hundreds of kilometers, separated by dramatic mountain ranges. This rare geographic phenomenon creates extreme biodiversity, with thousands of plant species packed into a relatively small area. From a distance, it looks like three veins of life flowing side by side through the mountains, one of the most unique river systems on Earth. China's geography is still moving. Finally, the most insane fact. China's geography isn't static. The country sits at the edge of multiple tectonic plates, including the Eurasian, Indian, and Pacific plates. The Himalayas are still rising, increasing in height by several millimeters every year, while earthquakes regularly reshape entire regions. Some cities in western China are gradually sinking or tilting due to tectonic activity, and even river paths are slowly shifting. In other words, the land beneath billions of people is literally changing as they live on it. A dynamic, ever-evolving stage for human life. China isn't just a country, it's a living, breathing demonstration of Earth's extremes. From glaciers and deserts to soaring mountains and surreal rivers, its geography shapes every aspect of life, history, and culture. Which of these facts about China's geography surprised you the most? Drop your answer in the comments, and subscribe for more geography that reveals how insane our world really is.